Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on group, lecture number 40, in which I will discuss some problems on normal subgroups. Now we solve a problem. Problem is prove that alternating group A3 is a normal subgroup of S3. Since S3 be a group of permutations of degree 3. Since S3 contains permutations row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Here row 0 is the identity permutation. Each of the elements of S3 is a permutation defined on the set S containing 3 elements 1, 2, 3. A3 is said to be alternating group which contains set of all even permutations. Here even permutations are row 0, row 1, row 2. Since A3 is a subgroup of S3 and here order of S3 equal to 6, order of A3 equal to 3, therefore order of S3 by order of A3 equal to 6 by 3 equal to 2 implies that S3 is to A3. That means index of subgroup A3 in S3 equal to 2. We know that if index of a subgroup in a group is 2, then that subgroup is a normal subgroup. Therefore, A3 is a normal subgroup. Proved. Now, we solve the next problem. Next problem is let H be a cyclic subgroup of a group G. If H be normal in G, then prove that every subgroup of H is a normal subgroup of G. Let G be a group and H be a cyclic group. H be a cyclic subgroup of G. Let H equal to, this is a cyclic subgroup. H is generated by element A belongs to G, and given that H is a normal subgroup in G, we have to prove that every subgroup of H is a normal subgroup of G. Let K be a subgroup of H. K be a subgroup of H. Since H is a cyclic subgroup of G and K is a subgroup of a cyclic subgroup, therefore K will be a cyclic subgroup of H. Let K is generated by an element A to the power m. Now we have to prove that K is a normal subgroup of G. Let small k belongs to capital K and X belongs to group G. Now, since K belongs to capital K, therefore small k equal to some powers of its generator, means a to the power m to the power r belongs to z. Now x k x inverse equal to x a to the power m to the power r x inverse. We may write this as x k x inverse equal to x a to the power r to the power m x inverse. Also we may write this x a to the power r x inverse whole to the power m. This is number 1, this is number 2 and this is number 3. Since A be the generator of H, therefore A to the power R belongs to H, implies that x a to the power r x inverse belongs to H. For H to be a normal subgroup, since A be the generator of H, so we may write x a to the power r x inverse element of H as a to the power p, means if A be the generator, then any element of capital H will be expressed as some powers of A, and that power must be an integer. Here P belongs to Z, an integer. This is number 4. Therefore, from theory, we get x k x inverse equal to x a to the power r x inverse equal to a to the power p. That means a to the power p to the power m, and we may write this a to the power m to the power p, and a to the power m be also a generator. Therefore, any element of K is expressed as power of its generator. That means here generator is a to the power m to the power p. That means this belongs to K. Here x belongs to G and x k x inverse belongs to K, capital K. Therefore, capital K is a normal subgroup of G. Proved. Now we prove the next problem. Prove that SLNR is a normal subgroup of GLNR. Since GLNR be the group of all real n by n matrices, but each matrix of this group must be non-singular. SLNR be special linear group of non-singular matrices. Each matrix is of size n by n and each entries of the matrix must be a real number, and if A belongs to SLNR, then determinant of A must be equal to 1. For the case of GLNR, if B belongs to GLNR, then determinant of B not equal to 0, means B is non-singular. In both sets, elements are of n by n matrices. Each matrix contains elements as real numbers, and each matrix of both groups must be non-singular, but in the case of SLNR, each matrix will be non-singular, but determinant of its elements must be equal to 1. Here B belongs to GLNR and A belongs to SLNR. Now we proceed. B inverse determinant equal to determinant of B, determinant of A, determinant of B inverse. This equal to determinant of B, determinant of A is 1, determinant of B inverse. This equal to determinant of B multiply determinant of B inverse equal to B inverse whole determinant, and B inverse is the unit matrix of n by n size and determinant, and this is equal to 1. Therefore, B inverse belongs to SLNR because elements of SLNR gives their determinant equal to 1. Here we get determinant 1. Therefore, we get if B belongs to GLNR and A belongs to SLNR, then B inverse belongs to SLNR. Therefore, SLNR is a normal subgroup of GLNR. Proved. Now we solve the next problem. Problem is prove that intersection of two normal subgroups of a group G is normal in G. Now we solve this. Let G be a group and H and K be two normal subgroups of G. H and K are two normal subgroups. That means they are subgroups. And each subgroup contains at least one element, that is identity element of the group G. Therefore, E belongs to H, identity element, and E belongs to K. Implies that E belongs to H intersect K. Therefore, H intersect K contains at least one element, that is identity element. Therefore, this is non-empty. Let capital P equal to H intersect K, and let P belongs to P, implies that P belongs to small p, this is capital P, small p belongs to H intersect K, implies that P belongs to H and small p belongs to K. Since H and K are normal subgroups of G, group G, therefore for X belongs to G, we get X small p X inverse belongs to H and X small p X inverse belongs to K. Implies that X p X inverse belongs to H intersect K. Implies that X p X inverse belongs to capital P, which is intersection of normal subgroups H and K. This means P is a normal subgroup of G. Proved. That means intersection of two normal subgroups of a group G is also a normal subgroup of G. Proved. Now we solve the next problem. Problem is, let H be a normal subgroup of a group G. Let G be the group and H be normal subgroup of group G. Let L be a subgroup of G such that L be the superset of H. L be only subgroup and subset of G. Prove that H is a normal subgroup of L. Given that H be a normal subgroup of G. Since given that H be a normal subgroup of G. Therefore, for any X belongs to G and H belongs to capital H, X, H, X inverse belongs to H for the condition of normal subgroup. This is number 1. Let small l be an arbitrary element of capital L. This implies that L belongs to G. Therefore, in place of X we may write L, since L belongs to G. So in the particular case, L, H, L inverse belongs to H. For all L belongs to capital L. Therefore, H is a normal subgroup of capital L. Proved. Now we discuss on note 1. In note 1, it has been described that if capital H be a non-empty subset of a group G such that X inverse is subset of H for all X belongs to G, then H may not be a normal subgroup of G. Since we know that for H to be a normal subgroup, first condition is H must be a subgroup of G. And then for all X belongs to G and H belongs to capital H, X inverse belongs to capital H. That means X inverse is subset of H. Here this condition fulfills. X inverse subset of H. H be non-empty subset, but capital H is not a non-empty subgroup of G. By particular example, we may clarify this. Let Z plus be the set of integers with binary operation addition. This is a group. And let H be the set of all odd integers. Let small h belongs to capital H, that means small h is an odd integer. Let X belongs to Z, then X inverse equal to this X operation is addition plus H, and X inverse operation is addition, therefore X inverse means minus X, and this equal to H belongs to capital H. X inverse equal to H belongs to capital H. But since capital H is the set of odd integers, by closure law we should get that operation of two elements of H is an element of H. But here if we add two odd integers, let H1 and H2 be two odd integers, by addition they will give an even integer. Therefore this does not belong to capital H. Hence, capital H is not a subgroup. Therefore, it may not be a normal subgroup. Now we discuss about note 2. The intersection of any collection of normal subgroup of a group G is a normal subgroup of G. Since we know that intersection of two normal subgroup is a normal subgroup, Also we know that intersection of two normal subgroup, that is subgroup, may not be an empty set because the at least one element, that is identity element, is common in both subgroups. Therefore intersection of any number of subgroups may not be an empty set. The intersection will contain the identity element, and a set containing identity element is a normal subgroup of the group G. So intersection of any collection of normal subgroups of a group G is a normal subgroup of G. Now I will give you details of my lecture notes. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.